Hello and welcome to the brand new mini-series of Stacey's Snacks. Over the course of 4 episodes, we will look at Cardiff Met's very own Alistair Stacey as he takes us through his rugby career to date, using everyone's favourite metric of food. If you haven't caught the previous episodes, make sure you check out the Cardiff Met Sports TV YouTube. And now, on to the main course.
Oh, fish and chips.
So here we go. Do you like your fish?
Yeah, I do actually. Quite like a fish and chips.
Favourite fish? Or cold?
Favourite fish, you wouldn't have it as fish and chips, but monkfish.
What do you have it with?
Oh, my mum normally does monkfish, puts in a curry, bit of rice, mixes it all up. It's lovely.
You haven't had a traditional season, let's say. You've had a good season in Bucks, but then you get a call from Cornish Pirates.
Yeah.
How did that go?
All it come about actually was a Sunday. I was in Hollister, working, packing boxes. And I got a text from the same guy who was my coach at college, Louis Tonkin, saying, "Oh, hi Ali, hope you're well. Got a few injuries at scrum half down at Pirates. Would you be interested to come down and play?" Danny rang me and said, "Oh, how would you feel about going down the Pirates for say a month or so, or to cover scrum half when they got a few injuries?" And I said, yeah, like, why not? I left, I think it was Monday night, the following day to go down back home. I think I got home about 1 o'clock-ish, and I had training the next day. Like I said earlier, I've obviously played in every age group at the club, and then obviously being asked to go and play for the seniors, like the full-time professional side, was, yeah, it's quite surreal actually. So yeah, I remember when I went out to play first on the Mene, some of the boys were like, "Oh, like, how was it to play out on here again?" One of the boys, Jack Andrews, said, "Oh, he's probably played on this pitch more than any of us." So yeah, it was quite surreal to like be there, have the crowd and things, and because I've watched so many Pirates games as a young boy, and like with my dad and my mates and things, to actually be there running out as a Pirate, it was, yeah, quite a surreal moment. The first game I got on, I think it was Cold at Home. I probably played 10 minutes, and yeah, I remember going down in front of the main stand. My parents were there watching, a few of the parents of the players I used to play with watching as well, like saying good luck and stuff, shouting at me from the crowd. Yeah, and hearing my name announced on the tannoy, it was quite a surreal moment actually.
Lovely bit of footwork from AJ. AJ gets through.
Let's see if he can put it in Ali.
Ali Stacey under the post. Ali Stacey's second cup, 1 try.
Second appearance, first one for the club.
He's probably scored many a try.
Line break, ball gets over to you.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
Yeah, looking back on it, I didn't have to do too much myself. I remember I passed the ball from ruck on the right, sort of tracking his inside, running a support line like you usually do, and then yeah, just ended up getting the ball as I caught, having a look around to see if anyone was around me. I know my parents were over in the crowd, and then yeah, I had probably 10-20 metre running, and yeah, just dotted the try down and had my name on the tannoy again. It was quite it was a great moment actually.
What was the first thing you did when that final whistle went?
I think a few of the boys I played with, so like Arthur Oaten, Will Gibson, Will Chewin, they're all quite local lads. I played rugby with quite a few of them. They all come over to me and said, "Well done." I remember Alex Swartz, the scrum half down there at the time, he come over and said, "Oh, like, well done," the coaches and stuff, like, because they knew I played there for such a long time. I was almost saying, "Oh, lads, I didn't have to do too much." Like, I just had to catch the ball and run with it.
Well, you stick a prop in that position, they probably wouldn't have got there and might have dropped the ball as well.
Maybe a few of them. There's a few props down there with a couple wheels, but yeah.
Maybe if you were to get salty on the line break, he might have been able to do it as well.
He's got some wheels on him.
And we see Elliot Salt go pounding through the middle of the field.
Was there any difference between Bucks rugby and Championship rugby?
I think just the physicality, like playing Bucks rugby, you're playing against boys your own age. You're like, everyone's a young adolescent or an old teenager. Whereas I go to play champ in England and everyone's a full-grown man, everyone's late 20s, maybe 30. They've been around the block, quite hard-nosed rugby players. Maybe not as fast as Bucks rugby, but I think in that it not being so fast, the detail is like knee on every time, whereas in bucks, because it's so fast, the detail sometimes falls away from you.
Yeah.
Whereas in a champ, yeah, if you don't know your roles or you're not in the exact position of the exact time, you probably get found out quite a bit.
What do you think of when someone whips out a cream tea and they put cream first?
So I know there's a few people back home who would probably walk out the room or flip the table or something.
Fresher next year, they're wanting to play the highest level of rugby. What advice are you giving to them?
Probably one of the main things was just